Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to plant a summer salad station in your garden grocery store so you have a continuous supply of heat-tolerant greens for salad all summer long. My cool weather salad station is coming to an end. Lettuce and cool weather greens thrive best in temperatures under 75. But once the temperature starts heating up, they shoot up this tall stalk from the middle. That's called bolting. So if your lettuce is doing this, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It just means they're coming to the end of their life. But don't think that because the temperatures are heating up, you can't have your fresh, tasty salads. You absolutely can. The key is in what you plant. You have to plant heat-tolerant greens that thrive during the summer so you can keep a continuous supply of your greens coming and enjoy your salads all summer long. So before we plant our heat-tolerant greens for our summer salad station, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the cool weather greens so we can free up some space to get them planted. Just going to cut them at the base of the plant and then compost them. Now, if you have the space, you can leave your lettuce in because what will happen is it will start to develop flowers from the top. And once those flowers dry up, you can save the seeds for future plantings. But since I need the space here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the plants. And these are gonna go in the compost pile, so we'll break down into free fertilizer for my garden. You can pull up your plants by the roots if you want and remove them, or you can just leave the roots in to decompose and add organic matter to your garden bed. You can grow your summer salad station just about anywhere. I'm growing it here in my Smart Pots Little Shorty 3-foot raised bed. Got some cucumbers on the side. They're gonna climb up the arch. You can also grow your summer salad station in a 5-gallon container or in a raised bed or container of just about any size. Now, if you're starting from scratch, you wanna fill your container with an organic bagged potting mix or make your own. There's a link below on my DIY potting mix recipe. Since I've already grown in this, all you need to do is refresh the soil, or all I need to do is refresh the soil to re-energize it so I can grow lots of summer salads. So what I'm gonna do for that, super easy, you can do it right in place. You definitely don't wanna throw away any of your soil. I'm gonna add in a couple inches of my own homemade compost on the top. Just add some fresh nutrients to our soil here. Then I'm going to add a couple of handfuls of the Vermistera worm castings. Worm castings are really important to add to containers because it really adds to the soil life, adds some good microbes to the mix here to really get things cooking along. And then I'm going to add some organic granular fertilizer. And just buy whatever organic fertilizer, granular fertilizer you can find at your local garden center. These are all time-release fertilizers, so it will feed your plants over the long haul and keep them really going all summer long. I'm just gonna mix it in here, kind of smooth it out around my drip irrigation. And this will really recharge the soil and get it ready to grow some fresh new greens. Now my soil is just a little bit dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in some water, kind of mix it into the soil so the soil is nice and moist when I put the plants in here. If your soil is moist, you can skip this step. But it definitely helps get your plants off to a good start if you pre-moisten your soil. So I'll just water it and mix it in until the soil is nice and moist. Now we've got our garden bed prepared, we're all set to plant our summer salad station. I just love starting with a fresh new slate, don't you? So the first green we're gonna plant today is kale. Now there are so many different types of kale out there. I absolutely love it. Lots of different colors, textures, and flavors, so just pick one that you enjoy. One of my favorites that I've been planting a lot of lately is the Calibration Kale from our June subscription box. Our subscription box this month is a summer salad station of heat-tolerant greens, and I hand-pick these premium seeds for the box, but the Calibration is a super, super fun one. It's a kale mix, and it has brilliant colors and lots of beautiful textures. It's a perfect green to have in our summer salad station. The cool thing about kale is it's a cut and come again green, so you can harvest it all summer long and it just keeps on producing for you. I mean, look at the colors in this kale. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? So I just took it out of my little box I had it planted in. I'm gonna pop it right here in the middle of the garden bed. Now the cool thing about kale too is that not only is it heat tolerant, it will just keep on trucking right through the summer, but it's also cold tolerant. So it will last you throughout the fall and even in the winter months. sometimes even overwinter in southern climates. We're going to pop it here in the middle of our garden bed. The second green we're going to plant that's super heat tolerant is red vein sorrel. This is also in my Grow Your Groceries with CaliKim subscription box. This is one of the most beautiful greens I've ever seen. Brilliant green leaves, deep red veining in the leaves. It's so pretty. This is a perennial. So you really get a lot of bang for your buck with the red vein sorrel, and it makes such a beautiful, beautiful part of your summer salads. Has a slightly citrusy flavor. And again, you want to pick the greens when they're baby greens for the best flavor, but you can definitely let them mature and then saute these greens in scrambled eggs, put them over fish, or just use them in your salads. They're so delicious. And you can plant any of these directly from seed right in your garden bed, or you can start seeds indoors. They grow very easily in the summer heat. The third heat tolerant green that you're going to absolutely love, and this may be a new one to some of you, is ruby red orach. Orach is an absolutely gorgeous green. And I mean, look at the purple leaves on the ruby red orach. I love growing it in my garden subscription box here, my little garden grocery store. So if you don't have a lot of space, you can even grow it right in the little box. And you can grab one of my June subscription boxes over at CaliKimGardenandHome.com. I am running a sale on them this week, $7 off your first box with the code Summer Salad Station. And it's got all the heat tolerant greens, seeds handpicked by me, and lots of surprises in the box as well. Now, orach is a taller plant, so I'm actually going to plant these in the corners of my garden bed here. These are actually planted in a cow pot, which is also in the box, which biodegrades very easily in the soil. You can plant the cow pot right in your containers or your raised beds. I'm actually going to plant this or pull this cow pot apart. Orach is a very, very hardy plant, and there's several plants here in this cow pot, and then plant one in each corner, because it makes a nice little tall plant in the back of the garden bed. Now, orach is absolutely delicious. The leaves have kind of a spinach-like flavor, and these are really about ready to harvest. Again, harvest your greens young for the best flavor, and you're gonna love having all these different colors in your summer salads. So delicious. You always wanna have a continuous supply of greens. So be thinking about a month ahead. And if the weather's going to be heating up about a month down the road, you definitely want to get these greens planted now so you don't run out of salads. I've got one more little spot in my garden bed here, so I'm going to actually plant some seeds from my Grow Your Groceries with CaliKim June subscription box. This is where the fun is. There's all kinds of surprises in here, including this fun little free bonus in the June box, this mini trowel by Gardener Supply Company. The perfect size for removing seedlings from your 6-packs or from using on your houseplants. So you'll get that when you get the June box. And the seeds in the box here are for rainbow Swiss chard. So this chard is going to have multiple colored stems of rainbow color. It's going to be absolutely delicious to grow the rainbow in your garden. And each color of chard, each colored stem, the leaves taste just a little bit different. And these grow very easily from seed. And you can see the seeds are pretty big. There's little seed pods with multiple seeds inside. So I'm just going to pop 3 or 4 of these right here next to my drip irrigation hoses. And we're going to have a beautiful rainbow of colors. And as long as your temperatures are nice and warm, the seeds are going to germinate probably within a week or so. And any of these greens you can plant from seed directly in your garden beds or containers. And the chard will be ready to harvest in probably about 6 to 8 weeks. It's just so easy to grow your summer salad station, and I know you're going to love it. Now, when growing and planting your summer salad station, it's really important that it gets regular feeding and regular watering, because you want to grow a lot of salads, right? So make sure that you water it deeply. When you're first starting off, you really want to give it a good high nitrogen fertilizer, because we're growing the leaves here, and the nitrogen is what's going to help grow the leaves. My favorite is the fish fertilizer. It's very inexpensive at most garden centers, has a good high level of nitrogen. So pour some here in my watering can, and then I always love to make my plant cocktail with the Vermistera Vitality, because the Vitality really provides a lot of good absorption for the plants. It's like high-powered worm castings, and it'll really help your plants be nice and healthy, and just give them a really nice, slow, steady growth, help them get their roots established. So I like to give my salad station a nice deep soaking, especially when I first plant it. So we'll really drench the soil here. And it's important that when you're growing in containers or raised beds, you really give them a nice deep soaking. Containers need watering and fertilizing a lot more often. To grow a lot of salad, I really recommend fertilizing your plants in containers every 7 to 10 days. Really drench the soil and water them deeply so they get the water they need to make it through the summer heat. One thing that's super important with your summer salad station to really keep it going through the summer heat is to put about a 2-inch layer of mulch on your garden bed or your container. And mulch is super important because it helps protect the roots of the plants when things really heat up. And it also really helps with water evaporation. Now here I'm using a shredded leaf mulch, but you can definitely use shredded leaves if you have it. Just some kind of organic matter so that you don't have any bare soil. Just protects the soil, and you'll find that you'll have to water a lot less often if you're mulching your garden beds or your containers. And it makes your garden bed look really pretty too. Now let's talk harvesting so you get the most possible out of your summer salad station. When you come in to harvest your greens, you don't want to chop them all off at the base. What you want to do is called the cut and come again method. You harvest a few greens along the outer edge of the plant, and you can start harvesting your greens here at baby green stage for the best flavor when they're just a couple inches big. So you just harvest a few around the edges of your plants here. As your plants get bigger, you'll have a little more to harvest for your summer salads. And then you leave the rest in to grow, and your salads will have really good regrowth and keep on coming back to give you salads for many, many meals. Harvested leaf off the orach. You're gonna love the rainbow chard when it starts to grow. But you can see here, you're gonna have this beautiful, textured, colorful salad. And you can also saute these greens and put them on top of scrambled eggs, on top of your chicken or fish dishes, or on top of rice. The sky's the limit. Just get creative. They're all power greens, so they have tons of nutrients and lots of flavor. Let me know if you'll be planting your heat-tolerant greens so you have a summer salad station going for a continual supply of fresh, tasty salads all summer long. And head over to CaliKimGardeningHome.com, grab your June subscription box so you have all the supplies that you need, and use the code SUMMERSALADSTATION to get $7 off your first box. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.